Some of the scenes we'll see out on the water, absolutely incredible, kind of like this one right here. Here we're going to see a lifeboat that is suspended off of an oil rig. Kind of hard to tell when we see a wave like this, but this is typically 80 foot above sea level. That's right, we are staring down 26 to 30 meter waves that are attacking this oil rig and this lifeboat. Definitely not the kind of day you would want to be out on the water, just like some of the days we'll see in this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. Our first story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Florida and show us one of those days that you might not want to be on the water, and that's one of those days where you might have had just a few too many adult beverages.
We don't have no alcohol.
I'm looking at an empty beer can.
This was the scene in Pinellas County, Florida this past week. The sheriff's office received a tip of a boat driving erratically with what appeared to be the captain also passed out behind the wheel. Quickly, the sheriff's office had a helicopter in the air and was able to track down the boat, as you can see here. The boat driving dangerously close to shore as the captain appeared to be hunched over at the helm. Shortly after this, sheriff's water patrol actually were able to intercept the boat, and this was the scene after they caught up with the passengers and crew on board the vessel. The sheriff's office quickly noticed that it appeared the crew was having a little bit too much adult fun on the water.
Where'd you park?
In the Alafai River off 41.
The Alafai River.
Yeah.
Do you know where you are now?
Right now, I think we're way out of the way.
When did you leave the dock?
7:30.
This morning?
Yeah. Roughly.
Okay, how much have you had to drink?
We don't have no alcohol.
I'm looking at an empty beer can.
Shortly after this scene, the sheriff's office got the crew back to shore where they administered a field sobriety test where the captain failed and was arrested for boating under the influence. Guys, once again, be careful out there in the water. If you're going out to have a few drinks, just don't do it. Stay home. Now, I'm wondering if our next out, let me know, do you think that'd work? Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to the Middle East in the Strait of Hormuz, where this was the scene this past week when a merchant vessel was trying to transit the strait, when all of a sudden a group of Iranian Revolutionary Guard vessels with armed troops on board began to approach the vessel and harass it. The vessel quickly let out a distress call to let other vessels in the area know of the situation. The U.S. Navy's guided missile destroyer USS McFarland and the Royal Navy's frigate HMS Lancaster quickly rushed to the area to render assistance to the merchant vessel, but before they could arrive, the Iranian vessels had fled. This is actually the third such incident of harassment happening in the strait in the past several weeks, including the tanker vessel that you see here. The prior two vessels, though, were actually boarded and confiscated by Iranian officials. Both incidents are actually believed to be tied to a recent seizure via a court order by the U.S. on an oil cargo from a Marshall Islands tanker that was off the coast of the U.S. several weeks back. Currently, the U.S. is trying to step up its presence in the area to try and ensure maritime law is upheld, but it'll be interesting to see how things fare. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here, just like Justin Lillard Music and Rowdy Rides Nash did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.